Welcome back to the channel. This is the Prokon Geek, and in today's video we're going to be kickstarting off a series where I'll be teaching you how to design double story buildings in Prokon with the help of AutoCAD as well. So without wasting too much time, let's just get into it. Oh, please, if this is your first time coming to my channel, just click the subscribe button, like the video, and share it with as many people as you can. And yes, let me repeat, please subscribe to the channel. This is how you get all my amazing content, and also hit the notifications button so that whenever I drop content, you get it first time, first place in your inbox. And as well, please just remember, like the button, click the like button and smash this like button, and yo, let's just get into it, man. Alright, when most people think of designing a double story building, what they think of is, modeling fancy stuff in software such as Prokon, StatPro, and everything like that. They think that is the first thing that you need to do when you design a building. You just get your building from your architect, and then you throw it into an application, and then the application just goes and brings you the output. But that's not it. It all starts with what we call structural layout. So please don't worry about it. We are definitely going to be designing our building in Prokon using also AutoCAD and Sumo to help me come up with the final, the reinforcement drawings, everything, the structural configuration and everything that you need to come up with at the end, so that people will say, okay, you're a good engineer, you have designed a building. But let me just repeat, it starts with structural layouts. So structural layouts are very important because this is where everything starts. And why they are very important? They're very important because these are the drawings that you use, or these help you visualize the whole setup of the structure without any interference from anything that's architectural and anything that will mess up with your mind. So the other important thing about structural layouts as well is that they help the contractor set out the drawing. The architectural drawing gives people a view of what the building is supposed to look like, but then you as the engineer, you provide the structural layouts to help people see how they set up this building. So you can think of the architects as Michelangelo. Okay, they deal with the outlook, the appearance and everything, the Sistine Chapel. But you think of yourself more as Da Vinci. Da Vinci was more into anatomy, the science and everything that's behind. So we are looking at the science behind our building from the skeleton. So just remember, layouts help you to visualize what your drawing needs to look like, and also help you design the building. So to kickstart off our series, obviously we need to design a building. So I was looking around for any architectural drawing that I could use that was not liable, that did not have any copyright infringement, but I could not find any. So being a good guy, what I went and did is I went and downloaded AutoCAD Architecture, which is a very cool software, by the way. And what I went and did is I came up and designed my own drawing. I had to learn the software for about 6 hours, then come up with one. So since I'm not really versed with the software, I could not really come up with something that was too complicated. So what I came up with is a building which you probably can see on the screen right now. It's a classroom with a gym on top. I couldn't come up with anything better, so that is what I said. So it's a simple classroom. It's if you want to see, we can check the ground level, which will show you the plan. In plan, it's basically a 20-meter by 6-meter building, which will have a cantilever. It's not really a cantilever, but it will have a floor on top and a balcony, where people can come up on the stairs and just see themselves. They have to come up from the ground floor, then they have to go onto a balcony so that they can access the rooms that are on the top floor. So in this building, you also have a couple of stairs, which I think we could do them still, so that we do both reinforced concrete and steel. So we're just going to be doing the main building in concrete, and yeah, that's it. That's going to be the gist of everything. We're going to do the main building in concrete. This is what we're going to design. You've seen it on the ground, and now we just want to get kickstarted off and just get started. I told you to get started, you need to come up with layouts, because the layouts are what are going to be able to help you to identify where you need beams and where you're going to be putting the beams. So already I went and did the layout in previously, or what I did it way before, because I'm the one who designed the building and also did the layout. So I did the layouts way before, so I know what I'm going to do. But now the purpose of this video is to show you how I came about with the layouts and the thought process that I was going through as I was designing this whole thing. So usually what happens, you get your architecture drawing like this drawing, right? The architect usually exports it to DWG, which is easy to open up in your other drawings as well, which I actually did, but then I didn't do it properly. So these drawings are they're not really user friendly at the moment. But then it's easy, because what you have to do when you're coming up with your layouts, the first thing that you need to do is clean up the drawings and remain with only the structural frame. But back in the day, before there was architects were sharing drawings with you or anything, you had to redraw the drawing. So that is the same thing that you can do. What we can do is we just know what the ground level looks like, we know where the windows are, where the columns are, and we know where the grids are. So what we're going to do in this video, we're just going to redraw this thing and set it out so we can start afresh. So to obviously do that, you need a new drawing, and for me it was as easy as just saying going to my AutoCAD, clicking on the icon, going to new, and obviously choosing the template. I have my own template. If you have your own, it's cool. If you do not, then don't worry about it. We can make a template on our own, so then you just click open, but mine takes a lot of time to load, so I already had it open. And in my template, as you can see, I have standards, notes, still sections, detail circles, brickwork details, and I have this section where I will be doing my tutorial project, where this is where I'll be doing the layouts and everything. So this is where you go. So if you need to come up with your own, that will be good. If you don't have, don't worry about it. You can do it in your own drawing, but then this will help you just visualize how you do, and it also help them make the video much shorter. Alright, so first things first. The first thing that we need to do is we need to check our ground level layout, the plan in the ground floor, just to see how it's oriented. And to see that, yes, this is check our ground floor plan. Where is our ground floor plan? Sorry about that. There we go. So there you have a ground floor plan. So like I told you, the first thing we need to recreate the grid and just recreate the structural frames of this. So there we have seen what our ground floor plan looks like: 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters, 3 meters, 3 meters, then 2 meters, then 1 to 5, then A to D. But I think grid line B is not necessary. I'm not going to be putting any columns there, so it's not necessary. So the first thing that you want to do is go to the new drawing that you opened up, and then you want to start by creating the grid. So just get your line. In this case, let's show that auto is on. Let's just start by saying 10,000. So you're going to create a 10-meter line, and what I'm going to do is, let me just make sure my current layer that is on is Prokon Geek. Where is the grid? Where is my grid? Exactly, Prokon Geek grid lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to move this so that it's in grid lines. So let's just go to grid lines. All right, that's cool. So this is going to be 10 meters. Then the next thing that we're going to do is let's just offset this by 5,000, because we are recreating the grid that we saw. So that's 5, that makes it 10, 15, and 20. That's good to go. Then we're going to create another line at the bottom all the way there, and then we're going to offset this by 2,000. Right, so the 2 meter at the bottom. Then we're going to start offsetting this again by, this time is going to be 3,000, but I don't think I need the other grid line. So what I'm going to do, yeah, 3,000 grid line, I don't think it's necessary for me. Right, it's not necessary for me. So once I've done that, now I can trim these other lines, just trim it up, just remove everything else. And hey, I think I'm forgetting something. We need to play some music, man. Let's just have some music playing in the back. We have you're about to create a grid lines. Alright, so we have this, and let's just annotate to make sure that everything is in order. So that's chop 2,000, right? Then repeat this. I could have just continued 6,000. Yes, we're good to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to create a triangle, rectangle, just snap there, and then we're going to offset this rectangle by just say 2,000. You're going to see what it's going to come in handy at. So this is it. We have 2,000. Now you want to grab the rectangle, then click extend. So extend all your lines to this rectangle. So there you go. And now that is cool. Then no, let's not forget the bottom part as well. Right, so that is okay with the music in the background. Be really cool, enjoying this. Next thing, we need a circles for the grid lines, to annotate the grid lines. So what I need, this is the beauty of templates, so if you have a template, it's just as easy. It's going to where you have a previous circle. It's just as easy. It's going to where you have a previous circle. Just copy it, then bring it down to where you want it. In this case, we have A there, then just, but then I think our drawing had 1 to 5 at the top, and then A's at the bottom. So we're just going to change this to 1 then change this to 2. Remember, we're just creating the grid right now. Right, so we're just creating the grid, listening to some music. This is so cool. Just want to make sure this video doesn't take too long. And then now we need to take the circles for the other grid as well. You just grab this, copy. It's just funny, you know, we changing the 1s to the A's and the A's to the 1s, which is okay. So this is supposed to be A in caps. Just copy this to the other side as well. Just copy, then you grab that, and then you grab it there, then you paste it there as well. Then you make it along with me. If you're not, it's okay. Then you change this to a C. Then the next thing that I want you to do is make sure that this is base plan grid lines. It's okay, it's okay like that, but you want to change the color to red, and then you want to match the properties with the rest of the circles as well. So just make sure every of the circles is red. Right, so this makes it easier to see. Just makes it easier to see for you. So that's okay. Right, so there you make every circle red. Then you want to make the text yellow. So just make it yellow. And you want to match the properties. So MA. And start going. You know, it's easy. Just do it as you do it. 4 and 5. So there you go. You want to make everything is in. So I'm just teaching you how to create the layouts. You know, so the base plans is the most important thing that you want to do. Then once you have this done, the next thing is just remove the rectangle that you had at the beginning, and then voila, you have your grid lines 1, 2 at the beginning, and then voila, you have your grid lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just check to make sure that we are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in A, B, C. But then we just change this, the grid lines from the architects. We just change those. We don't need those. We don't need B, so we just stick into mine. So let's just go back to our drawing. This is drawing 3. Then the next thing that you want to do is put the walls. So last time I checked, the drawing at 230 walls. So we're just gonna offset this by 115 to one side, then 115 to the other side. So I think I still have the rectangle up. Let me just delete that. That's polyline. But then it helped us just offset those walls much quicker. Then the next thing you want to do to represent that the walls, you want to go to your grid lines. Where do I have my brickwork? There you go, brickwork above, then MA. Right, so there you have your brickwork, quick and easy. So we just put the brickwork, but don't forget we also have brickwork at grid line 3. So what you want to do is 115 one side, then 115 the other side. Just match the properties there. And then you mesh properties, then you want to trim this line. All right, so you trim these 2 lines. Then another thing you want to do is you want to cap this, then trim the other lines as well, so that okay, you have nice perfect brickwork. And then also you make some space over there, some space over there. Then you go up to the top, you make some space, and voila, you have some nice brickwork, which is, if you remember, I think it's, yes, this is clearly represented. So we didn't represent the windows, you're not representing anything, because you want to start off with the foundation layout. So this is what it's going to be looking like in the foundation. So in the foundation, obviously you're going to be laying your bricks without any windows, and you will be laying them in a trench. So the next thing you want to represent is the trenches, because you want to show them. So for normal 230 walls, the trench has to be 690 wide, but in our case, in practice, it's practical to just make it 700. So what you want to do is just offset the grid line by 700. So what you want to do is just offset the grid line by 350 to the other side, because half of 700 is 350. Just remember that, it's math. Right, so that's cool. Let's just make it, oh yeah, let's make it 350. All right, so then you do it for this one as well, right? You do it for this one as well. And then there's a mistake that I've just noted. My other wall is not supposed to be at grid line C, it's supposed to be at grid line B. So let me just, all right, that was a mistake. Don't worry about that, but we're gonna make sure that we rectify that mistake. So all right, if you remember, because if you check, whatever B was, I made it, this was C, but I made it B, and this was D, then I made it C. Right, so we need to remove the other parts. So to do that, it's quite easy. Let's just do this by this, and then jump for this but this side. All right, so we're good to go. Then this one away, a bit of some walls there. All right, so let me just, it's okay, don't worry about it. Just make sure it's a straight line. F8, make sure it's a straight line, and mesh the properties. What we're doing is just we're trying to make sure we return. Alright, so don't worry about this. and we offset this by 115. You know, mistakes happen, and this shows you I am human as well. You know, making mistakes do happen, bro. So let's just make sure we do it properly though, because that's the point. You want to do it properly, and there you go, your lines are good to go. And then just trim everything else that is not necessary. Right, just repeat trim. We got our walls up, so this is the correct setup for our walls. Then we need to remove these ones because the walls are going to be, the trenches are going to be there, so we're just going to offset this by 350 since we're trying to make trenches. Right, and then the cool thing about this, you want to make your trenches, I have a foundation layout. There we go. So remember, your trenches are 700 wide. There you go. This is okay. Right, so we got music in the background and we're just making the trenches 700. Next thing, you want to make sure the trenches now connect, so it's a matter of just doing this and this. Right, so let's just see what we can do. Just make sure those trenches connect. Some of the spaces I'm clearly avoiding them for a reason, so don't worry about that. You'll see how we do them nicely. So in this section, okay, wait. In this section, let's make sure this corner is well taken care of as well. So we just have our trenches. Then the next thing that you want to do is just remove this, but we'll try and keep them, you know, not more than 30 minutes. You don't need more than 30 minutes. So right, that is cool. The next thing, you want to trim these ones as well, so just trim that, then remove this. Right, space to do the previous command. There you go, there you have your trenches. Now you have a foundation well laid out. The next thing after doing this, let me see, what else do we have on the ground floor? Do we have any? Oh yes, we now need to put our columns, because if you check, we are gonna have this slab, which is probably gonna be a gym, so it's gonna be heavy, and you know, columns provide extra stiffness for our structure as well. And then obviously we already do have columns which are provided by the architect, which was me, which is my other split personality. So we now need to provide our columns. So to do that, just go back to the previous drawing, and I am go back to the previous drawing, and I am proposing columns which are, let me just put the dimensions. I'm proposing columns which are going to be 230 wide by 300 wide as well. Right, so that's okay. Let's just make sure this is concrete. Right, concrete above. I think I'll have to make it. Let me just make it foundations for now. Right, because I want it to be clear and popping. So the other thing is, I'm just going to copy this to the side. So I want my columns oriented in one direction, another oriented to the X, and then you want to create snapping points. So you create a grid line there, and then you create another grid line there, and obviously you want a grid line there. Right, let's just repeat the line, then you want a grid line there. There you go, then you have your two columns. Now all you have to do is start placing them. So to start placing them, let's start placing this one. So we're going to place these columns wherever we have our grid lines. So wherever this one intersects, we need to. So just remember, you know, right now we're still proposing 230 by 300, but the good thing about layouts is you can edit them, you know. So when we start designing, we might find out that we actually need bigger columns, or you know, bigger columns, yeah, because there's nothing much smaller than, well, there's a 230 by 230, which is the minimum column size that you can use if you check any code. But for now, let's just stick to what I have given you, a 230 by 300 columns. So now that you've put your columns, the next thing, I think we need columns in the corners as well, but in this case I'm going to put them like this, and I'm going to snap to the top corner there. Let me put it there, that's okay. Then I'm going to copy that same column, you just copy it, then I'm going to copy it from the bottom this time, snap it there. Let's just copy this as well. Now we're just going to copy it from this side, and then we're going to go all the way to there. And then right, oh, this time we snap it there. and we put it there. So as you can see, we have our columns. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 columns, and we're good to go. So this is the point. Then at the same time, we need to provide the basis for this column. So I'm just going to propose in 1 meter by 1 meter columns right now. So enter D for dimensions. So it's going to be 1000 by 1000 millimeter column. Yes, and then make sure it's cyan for now, right? And then you create your snapping points, right? Just create your snapping points, and then you're good to go. Now you need to snap, copy this by the center, then snap to the center of this, right? So there you go, and there you go. So right, you want to center of the column, snap to the center of the column. Now the center of the green, center of the column, remember that. Right, just of the column, now the center of the green, center of the column, remember that. Right, just snap to the center of the column, and we're good to go. We will be good to go. So that is as easy as you can do it. So remember, this is the introduction video. I'm just saying, you see, you don't just start designing these things, you just throw them off. You gotta visualize where you need your columns, where you're gonna put them, where your bases are gonna be, the dimensions you're gonna use. Now, to make sure that this is clean and it makes sense, we need to trim off some of those lines. So let's just trim off this line, trim off this line, trim off this line. Then just, alright, I'm sorry about it. Just Control Z, and then we're just gonna trim. Let's remove this line and this line, right? Then get this as well. Right click, remove this line, remove this line, remove this line. Right, it's cool, long, but you know, it's just make sure that we're good to go. You know, I just want everybody to see the thought process that goes into coming up with layouts. So there you go. I'm gonna remove this. I hope you can see what I am doing. Right, I'm not too fast, but then this is okay. So because we got music, you know. So hope you're not too bored. Right, hope you are not too bored by me, but I am stretching the video to the limit, to the max. I've never done a video this long. Never done a video this long. But this is probably gonna be the longest video in this series. I just wanna live the video, you know, looking a little bit better. So this is where you go, you're good to go. So now you have your bases, you have your trenches, you have your walls, they're looking good. Then the other thing you definitely wanna do, if you check the layout that I already have on the screen, you need to provide annotations throughout the entire thing, and then you need to hatch the walls to just show that this is going to be brick. And then also, what's the other thing that you need to do? You know, to denote the type of the base and put everything as well. But I think I just showed you. The rest of the thing is just annotation. But let me just go back, see what we can do. Is there anything? Let's just put the hatch. So to put the hatch, all you have to do is just, it's easy to hatch a thing, you know. I don't know if some of you can hatch, but you know, it's easy to hatch. So you just put your hatch. Then I already have some hatch and I have. Let's just go. Where is the concrete smash properties? Right. So there we go. Right. So hatch, bro. It's supposed to be brickwork. Oh my god. Anyways, what I'll do is I'll just change it over here, and let's just make this 50. Now let's just take it down to 25. Then we change the color to color 8. All right, this is what the hatch was supposed to look like. And for this one, you just copy it from. All right, let's just copy it here. So the first video is obviously gonna be the longest. But you tell me if you still want those videos to be long, or if you want me to fast forward this process. Some people do not like this process, so if you want me to fast forward through this process, it's okay. I'll definitely fast forward it if that's what you think is good. If you don't really want to see this in tedious process, but this is how you start coming up with everything, guys. This is where it all starts. This is where it all starts. Then you gotta copy it to the top as well. This is where it all starts. Then you gotta copy it to the top as well. copy it to the top as well, copy it to the top as well. Let me just finish this one, and then we end the videos. Then the next thing that you want to do is obviously you want to annotate. So you want to annotate between the grid lines and just, you know, put your grid lines. Let me snap them there. Then you want to do continue. All right, music play. All right, then you obviously want the overall dimension of these things. So let's just snap to there, snap to the end. What the hell happened? All right, there we go. I think I snapped somewhere far too far. Let me just repeat. Right, let me just repeat that. All right, let's put it there. Then we bring it down. I can see where I'm bringing it down. Look at this, too much. I don't know what's happening. It's not 10 off F3. 20,000. That's good to go. So for this side, dimensions were in, but I think they're a little bit too far. So we're just gonna have to drag them down a bit. But there, as you can see, we have 6 meters, 2 meters, right? And yeah, that's it for you. There you go. As you can see now, you have your nice pretty foundation layout. The other thing that is left is just for you to annotate those things. So that is just as simple as, for me, it's coming up here. Where do I have a nice thing that I can copy? Okay, this is nice. Let me just copy this. Let's just copy this for the scale, because we did it on a scale of 1:100. As you can see, annotation scale was 100:200. Then let's just paste that there. Then copy it down, F8. Right, so this is definitely Control A, foundation layout. Right. Hey, what's happening with me? Yo, what's happening? Just take it down this. So what I'm gonna do, let me change this to smaller size from 250 from 500 to 250. Then I'm gonna make this yellow. Then I'm gonna make this color cyan as well. Alright, so there you have your foundation layout. Scale is 1:100. Then you can just copy this. Now you want to represent to whoever is coming that you have a 700mm wide strip 14. And then you need to maybe just annotate, show that guys that this is definitely gonna be alright. So this is gonna be 700. Just show them that this is gonna be 7. Keep snapping. So let's just push it. Alright, let's rotate the dimension. This is what we want. You can do this throughout the entire structure as well. So F3. Right, so it's definitely gonna, so that people can see it's 700. Right, and then obviously you want to copy this. There, you want to put there, you want to put it around. Let's just cancel off F3 off. I don't see what happened. Just copy this. Right, then obviously you want to copy this to the side. Then rotate it 90. Right, I think that's cool. You want to copy it, just put it outside. And then just copy it to this side and this side. And then you obviously want to show them that it's 700, but then it's the reason why you want to show it throughout so that you don't have any, but then it's the reason why you want to show it throughout so that you don't have anyone telling you we didn't know what this trench, how big this trench was. So there you go. Then the next thing you want to do is just copy. Alright, now the type of the base is going to be type B1, and make this yellow blue color. Then obviously make the size, where are my properties, make it 300. Just copy to every base that you have. It's a tedious process, I hate it. Alright, then you move there, then you copy it guys, so just copy it. Then you go for every base that you have, now you can F8, then remove F3, just paste wherever you want, to make it visible to the next guy. So I think we are almost good to go. So obviously, to print this out, yes, we're done with the foundation layout, ladies and gentlemen. To print this out like I did, yeah, we don't have section A, but we're gonna get section A after that. But to print it out, what we're gonna do is you need to edit your layouts and everything, which we will do when we get to the final layout. But to get to the next thing that you obviously want to do when you're now doing your ground floor layout, you just want to copy this, and you will start by deleting everything else that you have there. But that will be for another video. We don't want to stretch this video, it's already too long enough. So thank you very much for tuning in. This was been video 1, introduction to. Alright, so as you may have already seen, it does take a little bit of time to come up with these drawings. You know, when I started doing this is about like 20 minutes, so I think 20 minutes for each layout. Let me see how many did I have. I had the foundation layout, the ground floor layout, first floor layout, the section. So this is approximately an hour to do these things and do them all. But then this series is about designing a double story building. Yes, it does start off with the layouts. I wanted you to get an appreciation, a feel of how you come up with the layouts and everything. But obviously some people, you know, they don't want to wait an hour before we start getting into the whole design process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other video where I'll do the ground floor and then the first floor layout. But then at the same time, I'm going to upload another video where we get right into calculating the loads that we need to design the foundations and then designing them in Prokon. So watch out for those 2 videos. So if this is your first time coming to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, click the like button, notifications button. And yeah, we're just gonna be doing this, so check out those 2 new videos. They're gonna be coming out soon after this video. So until next time, thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoy the music, tell me. We're gonna switch it up next video. Thanks. Thank you.